What's up, creepers, and welcome to another episode of Headlines and Shenanigans. Of course, Andy's here with me.
I mean, it's the free platform,
It's the
Michael.
free
I'm not
platform.
going anywhere where it's free time.
Right. Hang around, Andy.
When I've got free time, I'm here.
That's right. And you're on Patreon time, too.
I mean, yeah, that was earlier.
Right. Guys, if you're unaware, on Patreon this week we recorded an episode on the death of Marilyn Monroe. And if it's never seemed fishy to you, then you've probably never looked into it.
Yeah, you probably just accepted what was told to you.
Like myself, I knew very little about it, actually. I knew even less than what the average person allegedly knew. But now I know a whole bunch, and I think I know the truth.
Yeah, you feel like you actually cracked the whole case. Actually,
Well, not me, but I think I had some pretty good sources. That's what I'm going to say, Andy.
I feel like this case has been cracked.
I think so. But if you guys would like to check that out, it's patreon.com/truecrimeguys. There is a link below the description of this episode. But today, for Headlines and Shenanigans, Andy got one of each. He got a headline, and he also got a shenanigan. I like that, Andy. I think we should start doing that moving forward.
Well, I mean, it's kind of in the name. I mean,
it is, but we don't typically do that. You don't plan for that.
It's not all the time. Sometimes sometimes there's just not as many shenanigans going on in the world. Sometimes it's just bad.
Now, I don't believe that for one
Sometimes it's just
second.
bad, all right? But we're going to start with a story this time, Michael, that we're going to start with our headline this week. And this was one that you sent to me earlier in the week that was perplexing everybody,
It's everywhere right now.
But I mean, we're right there on the cusp of the Super Bowl. We're right there on the cusp of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Again.
And this goddamn Kansas City story has been blowing everybody's mind for the past few days.
Right.
It's just so confusing.
It is, though. It's very suspicious at best.
Yeah, it's there's so many unanswered questions here so far, and like we are very much hoping we get some more answers soon. But right now we have what they've released to us,
And it's aggravating.
Yeah, it's very aggravating. And what we're talking about, guys, is the 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans who were found frozen to death outside of a friend's house in Kansas City. And not like out in the yard somewhere or out on the property somewhere, like on the back porch.
Like in a neighborhood.
Yeah, like in a subdivision. Like,
Yeah.
like this was just on the back patio. Like this was not
with a glass door that went to the patio.
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
this was like think of like a cookie cutter type subdivision house.
I'm thinking
almost.
of it, yeah.
And that's like these guys were just in the backyard,
Yep.
frozen to at least dead for multiple days before anybody noticed them, apparently.
Do we have a cause of death yet?
There has not been a cause of death released as of this recording, because I got this information this morning and I was double checking it before we recorded. They have not released the actual causes of death yet or the toxicology reports.
Okay.
But the death investigation into these football fans that's been perplexing everybody is centered around Ricky Johnson, age 38, David Harrington, 37, and Clayton McGeeney, age 36, who were all found dead on January 9th outside a man's house in Kansas City suburb. The Kansas City Police Department says that the home is rented by a 38-year-old scientist who lives alone and works remotely for a New York hospital.
Oh, he sounds like a villain already.
He does kind of sound like a villain, Michael. He sounds like
your old scientist.
a lone scientist living in Kansas City.
Let's see what happens if I give them this and push them out into the backyard.
I can give them so many different things. So yeah, that information was given to the police by the homeowner's lawyer, Joe Picerno, I think was his name. Picerno.
Okay.
But,
so the owner of the home has not given a statement yet.
He has not given a statement, and he has not been charged with anything yet. He's been cooperating with the police apparently,
Okay.
and he says that the men froze to death. But family and friends told News Nation affiliates that this is one of many details that just doesn't add up.
No. Was the door unlocked?
You have to question, like, was the door unlocked? Did you not leave the house? Did you not look anywhere? Did you never actually peek outside? There's nothing ever catch your interest to know that your 3 friends are outside still.
Yeah.
How do you not notice that?
It's odd. On the back patio.
So yeah, the police did confirm that in January that we were not investigating this as a homicide, but the family sources did tell in February that police received the men's toxicology reports and that the men had drugs in their system, including cocaine and fentanyl. That was, according to this, is in February when this sources was given. So like the initial gathering was on January 7th.
Somebody may have gotten a bad batch.
You might think so. But the game kicked off at around 3:25 p.m. and the ended exactly about 3 hours later to a post on the seat, according to the social media pages. For the next 50 hours or so, loved ones heard nothing from the 3 men. Police say the 3 bodies were found at a North End home on January 9th after a woman was searching for her fiance. On January 9th, McGeeney's fiance showed up at the home and started banging on the door, which no one answered. She then broke in through the basement, found one man dead on the back porch, and called the police, who found the other 2 men deceased in the backyard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also, it's important to note that the man in the backyard that she saw was sitting in a chair.
Yeah, sitting like in a lounge chair on like
Yeah.
the back patio. Like I said, on the back porch is where this guy was just found laying dead. So on January 12th, the victims were identified. And on January 18th, they said that the police department they were saying the next phase of the investigation was to try and get the toxicology reports and figure out what the causes of death were. So, of course, like I said, I don't think they've actually said what the causes of death have been so far, because as of right now on this article, we're getting this information from News Nation right now. They don't exactly say whether or not what was given so far. The attorney of the family says that the report is just the first step in finding out what happened to them, and prefaced his comments saying that he has not personally seen the report, which has not yet been released by the police. The autopsies are still pending to determine the causes of death and could take several more weeks, according to a medical examiner. So they actually haven't figured out what the causes of death are, but they have been able to get some toxicology reports that said that they did have some drugs in their system.
Okay, but we don't know if these drugs are related to the death.
We don't know if exactly if these caused the deaths yet. We don't know if there was, overdose or some sort of trauma. I don't think there was any trauma
Right off
yet.
the bat, I would have the homeowner be drug tested as well and see if he has the same drugs in his system.
Well, at this time, they probably wouldn't. You would have to
Right.
think after this many days.
It's too late. Very
they were
true.
already gone. But the
Damn.
key issues that people really want clarity on is, did these men actually freeze to death? Why was the homeowner allegedly ignoring someone banging on his door when the
Right.
person came to look for them? And what evidence did the police have to almost immediately rule out a homicide investigation? So yeah, the police apparently said that they're not investigating this as a murder. They're not investigating this as any foul play.
Yeah.
But some of the family members are asking
But
them,
for
like,
all 3 of them to die, it's like, come on now.
like how did maybe not foul play, but almost kind of like negligence.
Negligence.
Like the
Right.
homeowner being like,
shit
if I
ton
just
of
ignore
negligence.
them, maybe it won't be my fault. Like they just
Yeah.
they're not in my house anymore, so whatever happens to them outside is their fault. It's not my fault. And if I just ignore it, somebody else will find it. It'll be their problem.
Yeah, hope not. But it's not looking good, man.
Yeah, people are the families are actually saying that the man who lives in the house should very at least be investigated, but they're saying the police aren't doing anything to advance the case. She questions how Willis couldn't have heard someone banging on their door or breaking into their home, which the fiance eventually did to go find her fiance.
Okay.
And he was home at the time when that happened.
Oh my God.
So like that's what they're saying. Like, how did
So
you?
he was dead to the world then. Maybe shit. He didn't see him out there.
Because according to some reports, there's some reports from his lawyer saying that the day after the football game, he slept most of the day and didn't go do much of anything, and he works from home, so he'd never actually left the house. And then for 2 days, basically, he just didn't notice anything outside. Never looked out his back door. Never looked out a window.
Right.
And somehow didn't notice when this woman came looking for them, was breaking into this house. Like never realized any of these things. So I can see where people might want to see a little bit of an investigation put into this, especially since we still don't exactly know how these men died yet.
Right. Right.
Because that report may not come out for a few more weeks. Like I said, the toxicology report can come back and say these were in the system, but to do a full autopsy and do a full medical examiner's report to find the causes of death, to find out where they were, how they were, all their different
Exactly.
statistics. This is something that people like you can definitely see where the families are wanting a little bit more investigation as to how 3 of their loved ones died, and nobody even seemed to notice that they were just sitting in the
What's
backyard.
crazy is they would all have had to have died around the same time or been under some type of maybe hallucinogenic or something, and they were separated that way. Because for 3 people to freeze to death, Andy, it's like somebody had to freeze first, right? Okay, so what? Also, you're not trapped. You're just in a backyard.
And you're
Like-
not all sitting together. It's not like you were all
Exactly.
sitting in chairs, talking, and you all passed out. It's
Yeah.
like one guy's on the porch and 2 guys are out in the yard. Like
Right.
it's not like it's almost like they were wandering away. to an extent.
But okay, so let's think about this. This is all figured, allegedly. We're just spitballing here. Let's say the guy did want his friends dead. Why would you leave them in your yard and let someone else find them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's almost like I said. It's like if you just
Like, I
ignore
think
it.
that guy really had no idea.
Yeah, it's
So,
like the mentality of like if I just ignore it and somebody else
don't
finds it, it's not in my house. They're outside. I can just say I didn't know. It's not my problem. Like that mentality of like out of sight, out of mind. Like if I don't see them, I don't really know. I just don't look out there. I don't know. Like you have to think. It's like, did you send your friends outside thinking they weren't going to make it home? Like did
Yeah.
you send your friends out of the house and think that if there was some chance that they were not going to make it home? Because if these three men,
I mean, they're
didn't
in his
even make it,
backyard, though.
yeah, it's like if they, well, apparently, according to the reports, they left after the game, like pretty much like a little bit later after the game. But if he sent them home and they went out the back,
Right.
would you not notice that your friends were still sitting in your back porch talking and hanging out, or not leaving your house? And would
Okay,
you send your
maybe they had a little too much to drink and agreed that they would all stand out there and talk for a little bit, and then by the time they sat down for a little while, maybe whatever drugs they took in their maybe that fentanyl started to take effect,
yeah
and all three of them were dealing with their own medical emergency at the same time.
yeah, and you could think that too,
And
because
maybe
there's-
that's why the other dude slept for a whole fucking day. Maybe it hit him hard too.
or he just didn't take as
But
much of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It hit him hard too, but he didn't take as much, so it didn't kill him.
Very much so. It's there's a lot of possibilities here, but at the same time, it's like if these men are too drunk to go home, why would they go outside in freezing Kansas City temperatures? They would. Like, these were below freezing temperatures where they could
How
freeze. to
drunk
death.
are they?
Exactly. Well, it's like even if you're that drunk, would you go out into freezing temperatures to sober up, or to walk it off, or would
Not
you
to sober up, but to plan to go home, maybe.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions like why would this man send his friends outside if there was any indication that they weren't going to make it home safely? If your friends are too fucked up to make it home safely, they sleep on your couch. Like it's just that's the rule. If you have a house party, people are too fucked up
But
to
we've
leave.
all had
You either
those
call them a
friends.
cab
Yeah.
or they sleep on your couch. Like that's
Yeah.
so you don't send even if they're like, oh, we're walking home. It's like it's fucking 12 degrees outside. You're both about to fall over, passed out.
Yeah.
How about you just sleep it off? Like
Right.
you don't send your friends out into the Arctic in the middle of the night under the influence of things.
Right. Or maybe he passed out before they even left.
Well, apparently, according to the reports, he did like see them
seen
leave.
them out.
Yeah, he let them leave or whatever.
And then
They all left.
immediately hit the hay.
Yeah, then immediately went to bed and didn't wake up for 24 hours almost.
Maybe they called an Uber and they didn't show up. And so they were like, well, let's just go hang out in the backyard.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
a
I don't
question
know,
of like
man.
how
It's-
much
what the
fentanyl's in
hell?
their system, how much alcohol's in their system, how much things are going to take effect, and when are they going to hit them that hard?
Right.
Is it going to be like I got really sleepy all of a sudden and I passed out and froze to death, or did these men walk outside and the cold literally stop their hearts? Like did the shock of the temperatures
I don't
cause
think
their
it was
heart?
that cold, was it?
Well, I'm saying like if you have that many drugs in your system, that's going to constrict your
Oh.
blood vessels, make your heart sensitive. Like
He's
you
talking
don't-
about a
yeah.
perfect storm here.
It's like, could these men have walked outside almost and like had heart attacks or like had reactions to the cold or some sort of drug reaction immediately? Or was this hey, we're getting sleepy. Should we chill out for a minute? And
Time will tell.
so yeah, there's definitely going to be a few more investigations, especially once they get these like full medical examiners reports back. There's got to be a few more answers to what killed them. Like was it the temperatures?
We need to
Was
know
it the
cause of
drugs?
death, and that's going to explain a lot.
Yeah, because that's going to be the answer right there. Because if it's the elements that killed them and the weather killed them, or is that you guys had too many drugs and someone sent you out there to die to an extent? Like, did you send your friends out there knowing that they weren't going to make it home and thinking that it wasn't going to be your problem anymore?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
You know, another reason to not send your friends out into the wilderness, Andy, bears.
Are you just going to go ahead and skip to our next story, Michael?
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about these bears?
I'm done with these
These-
guys until more information comes out.
Listen, we're going to have this next story comes to us from The Guardian. And this story hit me so hard today that I could not let it pass. Because a Florida
Do share.
lawmaker is seeking loose regulations on the killing of wildlife, has claimed black bears that are high on crack
Yep.
are breaking into people's homes and tearing them apart.
I've heard this is an epidemic.
I really have too.
Yeah.
I believe so. I think we're falling for the propaganda, though.
Come on, Andy.
Like
These
I said-
black bears are a nuisance.
Listen, no, Michael, you are
Start
falling.
calling them crack bears.
You are falling for the propaganda, and there needs to be a much better bear PR person out there to counterbalance some of this stuff. Because we have talked a lot about bear crime and the effect that bears have had and the effect these laws have had on these bears.
Yeah.
But this time they are taking it to these now they're just defaming bears. Now they are just trudging their name through the mud. This is there's gonna be a goddamn like defamation lawsuit here. There's gonna be a bear court with some bear lawyers.
They better be careful. The Johnny Cochran of bears.
Oh,
a
yeah.
bear law is about to make an appearance.
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna see some fucking
They're
bear.
gonna be in trouble.
Some Kardashian bear or whatever. Robert Kardashian, whoever's like some famous lawyers. I don't know any other famous lawyers.
Someone's got to speak up for these crack bears.
But like I said, this allegation is from a Republican state congressman named Jason Schoaf.
Yeah.
And this is a direct quote from Schoaf, which these quotes are just they seem like they're just written for me.
Where
and
is
I love
Shoaf
it.
from?
From Florida. Michael, you know exactly where this is coming from.
You do a good accent then.
This is coming from Florida.
Of course.
No, we're talking about the ones that are on crack, the crack bears. The one they break down your home, they break your door down, and they're standing in your living room, all growling and tearing your house apart. Schoaf apparently told a Florida legislative House infrastructure meeting this.
Sound like Alex Jones.
This is apparently about House Bill 87, which would remove penalties for killing bears without authorization. He goes on to say, when you run into one of these crack bears, you should be able to shoot it, period. No question, period.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to pause or be afraid that you're going to get arrested or harassed or have to pay some fines because that's just crazy,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if a bear is attacking you.
If a crack bear,
If a crack bear is attacking
if a
you.
bear is on crack
Yeah.
and in your living room attacking you, you cannot hurt that bear. That is a protected bear. According to bear law, that bear is protected.
That's bullshit, Andy.
The Guardian was unable to find any documented incidents of any Florida's estimated population of 4,000 black bears having ingested crack, and Schoaf did not return a request for clarification. Because
No way.
Michael, I've never done crack. I'm assuming you haven't either.
I haven't.
But crack doesn't regularly fall into the paws of bears.
I don't think so.
You don't have-
I think it's a little too valuable to some people.
And it's not exactly like a naturally occurring substance. It's not like even when cocaine bear happened.
Right. They
that
didn't
was-
find crack growing on a meadow.
Yeah, and you're not going to
Yeah.
find like a brick of crack that
Right.
fell out of an airplane because that's
Yeah.
not what no one's transporting crack
Right.
in like
Right.
big bulks. So like where
The
he
new
got
crack
like
bush by the stream.
like this is just it's so subtly racist, which is kind of just tasteful in this way. It's like the black bears are on crack because black and crack. I remember the 80s. Like that's how congressman sounds. It's like black crack bears. The bears aren't important. It's the But this man goes on to say, like, apparently because his colleagues were swayed by his argument, and this bill has now advanced for a full House hearing. He says that under the current law, you can't kill a bear in self-defense if the bear enters your home, which that is untrue. Adam Sugluski, the group's executive director, said in a message accompanying this petition, "We already have the right to self-defense against anything, any person or animal that we kill that we have reasonably believed that our lives or loved ones are in danger. That includes pets." His description of bears is, of course, grossly exaggerated. Bears are not the man-eating monster that he would like you to believe they are. That was written by a bear. That press release written by a bear.
I can tell by the wording.
We bears, the bears are not the man-eating monster. Like I said, they're getting their PR person in here. But black bear sightings in the state they're prevalent, but like mostly like beaches to downtown shopping areas. Like one last year was actually found roaming around Magic Kingdom and Disney World, which basically you could have just given him a job. You could have just put some pants on that bear and get him
Seriously.
right there in like fucking Magic
Boom.
Mountain.
Put him out there. Give him some balls to juggle.
Where's that? Remember that old? What was that ride? Like the far or like the I can't remember it was like the Song of the South or whatever. Not the Song of the South, but like the bear band or whatever they had. Like the bunch of like animatronics or something like that. Just give that bear a banjo and some pants and just give him a
let
job.
him hang out,
Just
man.
let him have a job. He may be fine.
He would be.
Let him sing the Bare Necessities on a ride or something. Let him take pictures with kids.
Yeah.
Oh
He'll be
look, it's
fine.
Baloo. It's Baloo. Don't touch Baloo, kids. Don't touch Baloo. He's actually she's in heat. Actually, she wandered in here and we can't get her out. Just because she chose to set up next to Snow White, we really can't have anything to do about this.
That's right.
But yeah, these creatures are like the FWC says are generally quiet and prefer to avoid human encounters unless they feel threatened or cornered. Like black bears are around here too. They're in the North Carolina mountains. Like you are warned about black bears.
They're here in the Piedmont.
Yeah, but like black bears, they're not like grizzlies or Kodiak bears or polar bears. These aren't bears that are like see you, hunt you. They're not like they're not as big of like vicious predators as some of these more aggressive bears are. And black bears aren't as big either.
Right.
But like no fatal bear attack on humans has ever been recorded in Florida. As a statistic, this guy is trying to counter. Sure? Apparently, according to this press release, I get again. This may have been written by bears. I cannot prove that.
I'm starting to question your sources.
Bears have never killed a single human across these state lines.
What's the source bearonion.com. What the fuck is this, Andy?
There's just a signature of a paw print at the bottom. Just a salmon stain.
Thought something smelled fishy about this story.
Exactly. But in 2015, wildlife officials apparently they brought the state's first black bear hunt to a premature finish, and this was a controversial hunt already. They were like, all right, guys, we're opening up to a full-on black bear hunt. In 2 days, over 300 black bears were killed.
Oh my God.
So even Florida had to be like, oh shit, okay, calm down, time out, too much Florida, calm down.
Right.
Did not mean to give you that much freedom.
Sick them guys on them damn iguanas, bro.
Yeah, why don't you guys take out some iguanas and some fucking pythons down there?
Yeah, there's fucking wild boar or whatever.
There's some goddamn boa constrictors that are really tearing apart the Everglades. Why don't you guys do some real work? But no, I guess bears are probably easier to shoot than a snake in the trees.
Yeah, but some snakeskin boots, man.
I mean, you get some good on. I mean, you get a bearskin rug.
And then you can eat some snake meat. I mean,
you can eat some snake, but you can get a bearskin rug.
Bearskin rug, too.
Listen, I'm getting a bearskin rug one day. You will see.
A lot of people in Florida got them now.
I'm getting one, but it's not going to be the same way. I'm getting mine out of petty revenge. But, like, this is a great little line here. It's like, we love bears. Bears are cute and cuddly and amazing creatures, he said. Apparently, this was the same guy who's giving this press statement. Again, you were given this press statement by a bear. Like, the bear PR guy was like, here's what you need to say. Say this. Do not defer from what's on the paper. Do not improv. Say what you're told to say. The bears will be okay.
There is nothing cute and cuddly about bears. Now that's some propaganda that we can't have people believe in.
I don't know. There are some bears that are pretty cute and cuddly.
But still.
Like a panda bear? I just want to wrestle with a panda bear. I mean, it will kill me, but I want to wrestle with a panda bear.
No. See? It's already having an effect on you. You're believing the propaganda.
I don't care. That's the way I want to die. It's like death by snoo. I want to be death by cuddled by bear.
Fucking Kung Fu Panda squeezed to death.
I want to be cuddled to death by a bear. Not eaten. I want to be like squeezed to death. I want to like bear hugged to death.
You really think the bear is going to be able to hold back from eating you?
I mean,
You're right there in its clutches.
I'll shit myself right before.
Just.
Yeah, it's like, nice hug, nice. Is it Oh My Gaia?
Was that Dreamsicle?
Was that Lumberjack?
Lumberjack.
But no,
the much tastier version.
This is the politician again. This is Shoaf. This is the last quote we have from Shoaf because they keep questioning him on like, what bears are you talking about? Did like a bear hurt you? Did a specific bear do you wrong? Like, did you have a bad breakup with a black bear?
Some bear hurt him.
Did some black bear reject you one night and you got really turned off by that?
Maybe the bear stole his crack, and that's how he knew that this bear was addicted to crack.
One time he was doing crack with a bear.
Yeah, and the bear ran off with this.
But this is his last quote.
Never forgiven him.
This is about the nuisance bear that has become conditioned to coming into people's homes. You've heard it. You've heard it time and time again, folks, that bears are shy and scared and they are timid, that they stay away. That's true, but those aren't the bears that we're talking about in this bill. No, sir.
No, we're talking about those rude bears.
We're talking about those crack bears, okay? The crackhead, the crack addict bears, the bears that would not return my phone calls, and the bears that the crack bears, the bear that told me I looked silly in those pants.
He's just got a personal vendetta.
Exactly. I mean, this guy's trying to.
He's just pitching a little fit, man.
I'm just saying, you're trying to hunt bears and give this like free for all to kill bears. That's great. We may have the right to bear arms, but bears already have bear arms.
That's true.
And those bear arms can do so much damage to politicians. Why don't you go have a
Those bear
conversation?
arms can carry a lot of crack, Andy.
Those bear arms can do so much
They are
crack.
so strong.
So much crack in those bear arms.
And those noses so strong.
You can sniff out crack a mile away.
That's right.
All these bears are hunting my crack.
Exactly.
But yeah, Michael, I wanted to leave you with a good shenanigan, and
Yeah, that was
not
a good
only
shenanigan.
that,
That was
but
a good
just
laugh.
the Bears. Listen,
I didn't know bears were such a nuisance, Andy.
I don't think they are, Michael. Listen,
Oh.
we've seen both sides of this propaganda. We saw the anti-bear propaganda, and we
Right.
saw the pro-bear propaganda in the same press release.
That's true.
These are just two debates side by side. We need to have a debate. This politician
Yeah.
versus the black bear representative
feel
on
like-
stage, just in suits. Have fucking Don Lemon mediate this thing.
Right. We got to figure out where the answer is. It's somewhere in this gray area.
It's all right, sir. We've heard your stance on your opinion on the bear, and Mr. Bear, would you please give your opening response?
He said that
All
they
right,
are cute and cuddly.
Translation for Mr. Bear: we are cute and cuddly and honey.
Do you have any more crack?
Where is the crack?
Oh my god.
All right, guys, watch out for those crack bears in Florida, please.
Seriously, everywhere you should be alert for crack bears.
I don't know. I don't know if the crack has made it up to the Piedmont, North Carolina. These crack bears, they
I'm
need to be
gonna be on the
migrating.
look. I'm not gonna turn a blind eye, Andy.
They're
Okay,
gonna be
you're
in your
believing the
house.
bear propaganda. That's your problem.
They're gonna be in your house.
They're
next
gonna be
thing
in
you
your
know.
house. I'm ready.
In your house with their bare arms.
Oh my god. All right, guys. This one got a little off the rails, but we like to have fun on headlines and shenanigans. It's I'd like to say an off week for Andy, but we record 2 episodes on our off week. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. And it's an opportunity to give our opinion on, what's in the news, what's going on. So we hope you guys enjoyed this headlines, and we will have another fresh one for you next month, as well as another Patreon exclusive. This episode brought to you by Oh My Gaia.
I already plugged it. I already
Yes,
slipped that plug
you
in
did.
earlier. I already got that in there before you could.
You did.
We already slipped in 2 of the cents. We can slip out Lumberjack and Dreamsicle. Just
All
go ahead and
right,
skip
I
those.
just won't say those then. But Oh My God is an innovative all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products, if you guys are unaware. And there's tons of scents to choose from, like the ones we already mentioned, as well as vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, leather, honeysuckle, fireside. And we have our own scent, True Crime Pine. If you don't know where to start, that's a great place. And there's also beard oils and scented oils as well. And because you're True Crime Guys listeners, you guys can use the code word CREEPER at shop_ohmygaia on Instagram or ohmygaia.com. That's OHMYGAIA.com. Don't forget to use code word CREEPER. There is a link to ohmygaia.com right below the description of this episode. So please support those who support us here at TCG. Speaking of those who support us at TCG, don't forget to check out Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where for just $2 a month, you can get access to every Patreon exclusive we've ever done, as well as every Vault episode. Speaking of Patreon exclusives, we just released one today. As a matter of fact, that's why Headlines and Shenanigans is here on the free platform. So again, it's patreon.com/truecrimeguys for tons of extra content, hundreds of extra audio files for your listening pleasure. And it'd be a great way to support the show, guys. We appreciate you very, very much. Anything else, Andy?
No, guys, continue to check out. If you want to check out some of our merch options, look at some of our,
Yes.
on our website. Our Threadless shop is still available. Is Redbubble still one? Or
I
was
believe
that-
it is. Threadless
Yeah,
is
but,
probably our more current shop.
Yeah, check out our merch options there. Hoping to get some
Yeah.
more options out there pretty soon, some more designs. But yeah, guys, if you have any more suggestions for upcoming TCG proper cases or for some Sandu cases, any kind of
That's
missing
right.
persons, or
Sandu
anything
is
that
back.
you anything that's in your neighborhood or in your area, you may want to shed some light on or maybe get some attention to, please send it our way. We'd love to have some Sandu stories in the works. So
Absolutely. But as far as Sandu proper, Sandu is back, guys. Back on the free platform. And you may notice a different voice on this week's.
hey, man, sometimes we just
Sandu.
got to switch it up a little bit.
That's right. We switched it up. Andy hosted the new Strange and Unexplained episode on George Reeves, one of the actors to first play Superman in the 1950s and his mysterious death. So be sure to check that out wherever you listen to podcasts. And we're going to try to do a couple Strange and Unexplained cases every month, I would say. We're going to mix a few more in on that platform. So be looking for that, guys. And I guess other than that, you just have to keep creeping.
I think you're probably right, Michael.
All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.